booties for black girl nerds.
Hi, Milla. It's so good to see you
Jeandra?
today. I love anything that you're in. I mean, when I think of gaming and acrobatics and stunts, I mean, I immediately think of you in that conversation.
Thank you.
When you do these types of films, it's almost like it lengthens your longevity in people's minds, not just as an actress, but in gaming culture. How has making that kind of a shift into gaming movies made you reevaluate your own longevity in the business and how people will remember you when it's done?
Gosh, I mean, that's a really interesting question. I feel like in some way when I was a kid, I thought of myself a bit like a boy. Like my dad was super macho Eastern European guy, and he always wanted a son and sort of raised me that way. Like when we went skiing for the first time, he didn't take me to the bunny slopes. He took me to like the top of the mountain and was like, okay, just go. So that was like kind of my upbringing. So for me growing up in the 80s, I feel like I just didn't see women in these kind of genre movies. It was always big tough guys. And I remember being 12 and seeing Aliens for the first time and seeing Sigourney Weaver. And it was just this moment of like, wow, like that's me, I could do that. Like I loved her so much for saving the world, for fighting aliens, for being just as strong as the men. And when I did Fifth Element, I think it really solidified in my head that like this answered something in me, like the training aspect, playing these bigger than life characters, playing strong females, and also being able to escape into these fantasy movies. I'd always been a big fan of, reading Dune and Lord of the Rings and all these kind of sci-fi things. So it just answered something in me. So yeah, it's amazing that I've been able to continue in this genre, and that people love, I love it. I guess in the end, that's what it is. I have so much fun doing it and I love it. And I think, people can see that. I think they can see that it's honest in that sense. Like I love what I do, and it comes across.
Absolutely. Here's behind the scenes. We've seen you in a variety of these types of roles, but with this one in particular, there's so much sand and like the landscape is really beautiful on the screen. But I have to know, how does the sand stay so smooth? Because on a movie set, there's the makeup guy and the guy with the sound and the cameras and the roll speed and all that. How do they keep the sand so smooth? Or is it really sand when we see the whole big pano shot?
It's so hard. Okay. Literally, that was like half of our day was like everybody having to like use brooms. So every time makeup came to do touch-ups, they would have like a broom and like brush their steps away as they leave. Like that was one of the most difficult things, was literally to keep the sand from looking untouched. I mean, my God, I love that you noticed that.
I mean, it's so epic. I can't even imagine just you guys walking there. It's looked pristine every single shot, and that just kind of added the beauty and the mystique of what your character Natalie and all the rest of you were about to embark on. So I thought that was a really, really cool touch. So now,
the fact is also we were shooting in locations that were literally hundreds of miles from anywhere. So, these places were untouched before we got there in that sense. And there was a reason for it, because it's extreme. During the day, it's like over 100 degrees. At night, it goes below zero. Sandstorms, huge, crazy spiders and bugs and stuff. Like, people don't want to live there. So it's like beautiful and untouched because it's just so kind of, extreme.
Well, Milla, you are that girl. You always been that girl. Thank you so much for your time. And I really like the movie.
Have a great day and happy holidays.
Thank you. Same to you.
Better shake your booties for black girl nerds. Better shake your booties for black girl nerds.